Hello everyone. So today we are going to implement this rock throwing mechanism. This is the rock. So when I throw a rock, the enemies turn to that direction and going to search what happens over there. So by doing that, I can distract them and go to my goal. So we can use to a scenario like that. Let me show you again. Right, so let's see how to do this today. So for this mechanism, I am going to reuse the things I have implemented for the grenade throwing mechanism, and we are going to do a little bit of refactoring to the existing code to have different types of throwable objects. And this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, so I have imported this rock model. So you can use any rock model you have. So I'm going to throw this. I'm going to use this as the throwable rock. So at the moment I already have this grenade. So I can use this same arc and basically I can use the same mechanism to throw the rock, except this explosion part. So we don't need the explosion part for the rock. So the easiest way to implement this would be creating a child class of the grenade. Yeah. So, but then again, this explosive component would be redundant for the rock, but still I'm gonna use this because otherwise I will have to do some reparenting and re-implementing some other stuff. Oh, there is another way. If I create a blueprint using actor, let's duplicate the grenade and I'll name this BP throwable. Right. And then go to the grenade, rename this projectile movement as, let's see, where do we have references? Only one place. Right, great. So I'll rename this as mesh. Oh wait, no, we don't need to do that. So, and here throwable. Here we have this throw function, and also we have this explode part. So let me remove these two parts from here. Okay, that should be all. Then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this throwable as the rock, and I'm going to make this BP grenade a child of throwable. So the way to do that is, here let's go to class settings, and as the parent class I'll use BP throwable. So after doing that, we do get some errors. Let me velocity 0 could not be found in grenade. Set. Right. We can replace. Actually, this is simulate physics part is not even needed, because we already have the throw function implemented. So let's add the call to parent function. Like this, and velocity we can just connect. Then we don't need any of these things. We only need these explode parts. So right now, instead of this SM grenade 0 and explosive component 1, I can actually, here we don't need an explosive component for the throwable. That is only relevant for the grenade. So we can rename this as explosive component, and we don't need the projectile movement. So let me remove that, because it is already inherited, and we don't need the same grenade 0. We have inherited that already, so delete that. And root also, these parts not required at all. So we can get rid of root, we can get rid of SM grenade 0. Now, does this work same as before? That's something we need to test. So here we already set the lifespan to 3, so we don't need to set it again here. Alright, let's test if the grenade throwing still works without any issue. It does. Cool. Now all we have to do is here, let's change the mesh of this throwable into the rock mesh. Right. And for the grenade, we need to change it. We need to keep the grenade. Test again. Right. It's there. Okay. Now, when we throw, let's open up this character class. And where is grenade throwing? Maybe it's here. Oh yeah, here. This is the grenade throwing function input. So here what we do is where do we spawn a grenade? This part, spawn grenade, and here and there let me promote this class as an input parameter. I'll name this as throwable class. Now we have a problem. This becomes an act object. But we can change this to throwable. Still this is an act object. So yeah, spawn actor from class. Yeah, this is still an actor, right? So what if we change this BP grenade into an actor variable? To understand that, let's see where are the places that I have used this. So we need to use this throw function, and destroy actor is not a problem because this is a function in the actor class. Where else? Throw. Yeah, so this throw is the only problem. So we can create an interface. To replace throw, under blueprints, blueprint interface, CLM BPI throwable. Throw. Okay. Now this throw, let me rename throw old to avoid conflicts. This is just to prevent having any conflicts when I implement the interface. Now here we have the throw function, but we need an input as well, throw in velocity. Sorry, here. Velocity. Right. Then in here, under class settings, let's implement CLM BPI throwable. Now we can implement throw. Event throw through this CLM BPI throwable interface. Okay, now we don't need this. Let me just keep it, otherwise we will have errors in our character class. And also we need to implement this function instead of throw word. So throw. Oh, not to reset here. Okay, now we have throw function implemented through the throwable interface instead of this BP grenade specific function. So now in the character here, instead of this throw, I can use instead of this function throw grenade, throw interface call, we can do this message, not interface call, message. Then we can disconnect this. Right. Where else I have throw? Can you replace this now? Throw message. The reason to replace this message is because here throw is target is BP grenade. So if I convert this to an actor, then we will not have this throw function associated with the actor anymore. So that's why I am converting this to this CLM BPI throwable as the target. Hope that makes sense. Right, destroy actor, not a problem. Right, okay. Now here we have problem. The error. Yeah, now let's change this BP, instead of BP grenade to actor. And we can now connect this. What's the error? Let's delete this and okay, do the same. Okay. Right, now we have only one error. Here we have to select a class. So throwable, BP throwable. No, BP grenade, not throwable. Right, now let's see if we can still throw a grenade. Oh, throwing a rock. Why is that? Sorry, even though here I set it as a grenade, we have another place that we use this. Here it should be again grenade. Grenade. Oh, didn't work. There is a problem in somewhere. Throw function is not working properly. Do we still have any references? this. Here we haven't made a call to the parent function. That's the issue. So now all should be fine. Let's try. Okay, it is working as intended. So the reason I went through all this trouble is because I want to reuse the same code to throw a rock as well. The reason I want to use the same code is to avoid to keep the maintainability of the code and keep it simple, because in future when I have different types of throwable objects, you know, there can be EMP grenades, there can be smoke grenades, so I can use the same code with minimum changes. So that's why I am going through all this trouble to reuse the same piece of code. So now we can use, if I convert this to another macro, and if I can create another input to throw a rock, we can use the same thing and just change this throwable class. That's all we have to do. So let's go to project settings and add another input. We have throw. Shall we rename throw grenade? Grenade. Oh wait. Throw grenade action event. Right, this is the only place I have used the input action throw. So let me check. Still working. Now let's add another input action. Throw rock. As the key, I'll use T. I'm not using T anywhere else, so it should be fine. And now here, if I convert this to macro, it's, what should we call it? Oh, we can't. Why? Maybe is it because we have this output selected? Right. Throw object. I'll rename the input pins. Pressed. Released. Okay, now I'll promote this throwable class to our input parameter. I'll use the same name, throwable class. Now here we need to give a throwable class which is grenade, BP grenade. Right, now I'll add throw rock, and we can just duplicate this throw object macro and use throwable, BP throwable. So this is the base class of the throwable objects, and this contains a rock. Let's test. Oh wait, there is an input action associated with T. What is it? I think it's related to the ALS template. Don't remember what is that. So let's change to H and test. Okay. Alright, so now the only problem is these guys are not reacting to that because there is no noise or any sound emitting when it hit the floor. So what can we do about that? Here on component, let's make this generate hit events, and on component hit, let's see if this event fires by printing the other actor name which get hit. Oh, not the grenade. It's not firing. The reason should be, let me this is our simple object builders. Let me set this to generate hit events. Now it should work, I think. Let's try. No. Okay, then let me revert that. Oh wait, we are simulating physics of the root, not SM grenade. Right. So that means we should get the event of this root. Still we don't get the event. Oh, we have to mark this as generate hit events. Now let's try. Right, now it works. So, but the only problem is we get a lot of hit events, and that is not very good. So also, yeah, in order to reduce this bounciness, see, bounces infinitely, that's too much. So we can reduce that if I assign a physical material. Yes, we already have this rock physical material. Let's assign that. Actually, we should still, it's too much. So we can reduce the restitution, bounciness. Yeah. Let's try 0.1 and let's see if that makes any change. Not much. Angular damping. What if I make this one? Yeah, actually increasing this damping, both angular and linear. Let's try 2 for linear and 2 for angular. Right, now it doesn't move much. But grenade. Better. Okay, so that's manageable, but still we do get a lot of events fired. So what we can do is we can add the do once node and make a noise only in the first hit. So how should we make a noise? We are already making a noise here. No, we are making a noise in explosive component. In the character we do make noise like this. So this is for footstep type of a noise. If I use tag 0 with make noise, this is considered as a minor threat from the AI behavior tree. So let's use the same thing. Noise tag 0 location get at the location. Let's test. Right, now they saw that. They heard that. That's why they look at that direction and go into search. Oh, they saw me. Let me throw a rock over there. Right, they heard it. Now only thing we need is a sound. So I have this stone hit sound. We change to stone hit and assign attenuation, small range, and let's play this sound when the rock hits something. Play sound location, the same location as the noise, and let's promote the sound to a variable. I'll call it hit sound. Hit. The reason I promoted this to a variable is so that we can override and have a different sound for grenade if needed. Right. You heard the sound, right? Right. Since it is when it is in the far, we don't hear it. So if we want to hear it, we need to use attenuation with some more range. Oh, not the grenade. Right, now I can hear it. Okay, so yeah, it's not reasonable to hearing the stone sound like a gunshot train, but it is also important to get the feedback for the player. That's why I used a larger range attenuation for the rock hit sound. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this episode here. Now the NPC characters do react to the stone hit sounds, and they can I can distract them with the stone drawing, so that maybe I can just move somewhere when they are looking away. Right, so thanks for watching. As always, project files will be available for the download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below, and if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Goodbye.